everybody, it's hobbitsizz, and welcome to another Legends of Runeterra video. So in today's video, we got a fun deck, which actually takes me back to the first video I ever made, but I'll get to that in a second. I want to give a little update to things. So the regional tournament, if I can hit the right button, the regional tournament is happening. The cutoff for it is the April the 23rd. So that's in like 2 weeks time, 2 weeks Fridays. So I'm trying to participate in it. I have participated. Yeah, tournament will start in 11 days. So not a whole lot of time to get into the tournament remaining. Week and a half left. So I'm gonna try to get into the tournament. As I have gotten into the tournament the past 2 seasons that it has been out. And, I haven't, won, but that doesn't matter. I just, I like to get into it. So, because of that, my next selection, aside from today, my next set of videos will focus less on, like, meme decks and meme combos, and will focus more on, like, more competitive things. Maybe some meta decks, maybe my own decks that have been refined and will use for the tournament. I'll maybe talking with some people, like some master players or other tournament participants, to see what they think of the meta, what they're bringing in their deck selection for the tournament, their lineup, in general, kind of stuff like that. So getting a little more into the competitive scene over these next couple weeks as the tournament is about to happen. And then after the tournament's over, if I make it through to the next round, then obviously more tournament content will follow. But if I don't make it to the next round of the tournament, then I'll go back probably to the regular fun combos, meme combos, stuff like that. Unless you guys really want me to stay in a competitive mindset. I mean, this is kind of like a trial run, because now I have the subscribers, right? All 387 of you to presently as I'm making this video. So I have a little bit of subscriber count. So I guess I'll see based on the view numbers whether you guys like this competitive aspect or you prefer the meme aspect. Either way, for the next until the tournament, I will be doing that. So yeah, enough with the update. Let's move on to what today's video is really about, which is, again, bringing me back to my roots with a Yasuo Swain deck. So Yasuo Swain literally was the first deck I made that I put in this channel. First video I ever put up in like August, almost a year ago. So it means a lot to me. This deck type is very close to home. And I'm making a video on it again because this deck actually got a couple buffs. One from LeBlanc's kit and just from some updates and buffs to some of the units it really likes. So let's go over the deck a little bit and I'll talk about why things are changing. So first of all, you have Ravenous Flocks. Does 4 damage if it's does deal 4 to a unit if it's damaged or stunned. We're looking at the stunned aspect because this is a Yasuo deck, so it's primarily stun based. Fae Blade Twirler can just get really beefy with lots of stuns and gets quick attack. House Spiders, this is to help curb early aggression decks. Just the ability to put out 2 blockers can help save us some immense health. Steel Tempest, I find this is very good against decks that have really big units, like maybe a Dragon deck or like a Vlad Braum deck. If you're 2 mana, you can just stop a really big attack, so that's pretty nice. And with Yasuo on the board, it does combo with him and combos with Blade Twillers. Arachnoid Sentry, fantastic card. Using every stun deck, using every control deck for Noxus, really, just great. Death's Hand combos with Swain, also it is cheap removal, and it's like the only piece of removal besides Ravenous Flock that we have that isn't stun associated. Even Ravenous Flock is stun associated, so that's our only non-stun piece of removal. So that's going to be really important for us. Shadow Assassin. So Shadow Assassin was buffed, so this deck sucked, like completely sucked when Shadow Assassin was a 1-2 because you never want to play it. It's basically like a dead card. It's like, why are you even playing a 1-2 elusive? That draws you a card. Terrible. Now it's a 2-1. It actually can train into things. And so it feels okay. It doesn't feel super great to play it, but it feels okay to play it. And it's the necessary card draw that this deck needs. We then have Thorn of the Rose. This card is fantastic. Probably the best card that brings this deck, kind of back. I'm not going to say like really back. This deck is definitely still like a tier 3 deck. But this this card helps put it up there because it gives you a body. Body with 5 attack can definitely help trade into things. But more importantly, it gives you a body and then gives you a guile. So guile is then the targeted 1 mana stun. Think of this as basically a worse version of Arachnoid Sentry, but in some cases a better version because it lets you have the body and then delay the stun until when you want it. So they both have their uses, but very similar and both very good. And obviously our Concussive Palms are 2 of Deny. This deck could be run with a lot more Denies and a lot more Nopifies. It kind of depends on what's the meta. Generally, I'm finding right now that a lot of decks only need like a couple things to be countered. Any more than that, and the Denies and Nopifies might just be dead cards, but obviously it is more matchup dependent. A one-off of Homecoming can be very, very helpful to get a nice cheap recall in there. You can like recall one of your House Spiders or even like a cheap unit like a Fade Blade Twirler or a Shadow Assassin and get more card draw, etc. Things like that. Your units have very good battle cry effects, so recalling them isn't the worst thing. Recalling your opponents will be worse for them. Spirit's Refuge. You get Barrier, you get Lifesteal. Fun fact with Yasuo, if he has Lifesteal, when he hits something, he also heals off of it. So it's Yasuo's I deal do 2 damage to it. It says right here, I deal 2 to it if a unit is stunned or recalled. That 2 damage, if Yasuo has Lifesteal, will proc Lifesteal. So you will get healed. And of course, if he attacks, when he strikes something in level up form, he will also get the Lifesteal from that. So it can just be a nice clutch card and can heal you up. Intimidating Roar, again, following that kind of clutch card thing. This, if you have Yasuo on the board and you play Intimidating Roar against like an aggro deck, you just win. You will wipe their entire board, you'll get an immediate Yasuo level up, and from that point you can just snowball. So that's why it's in here. Very good, but only a one-off because it has to be with things with 4 or less power, so it's not always useful. Swain, because Swain Yasuo. Minotaur Reckoner. This card works really well with Yasuo, being that it stuns the weakest enemy, so you have a stun engine as opposed to having to target something every time. It is just an okay card, though. Say its stats are decent, but is a little expensive at 6 mana. And then Leviathan, because we're going to Swain. So that is the deck overall, and we're going to play some games with it, and we will see how we do. Okay, we are up against a Teemo deck, Piltover Noxus. I'm assuming it's a burn deck, just from the way that it is Teemo Noxus. So let's get rid of these. I like keeping Yasuo. Intimidating Roar. Yasuo Intimidating Roar can be very good, but we also don't have an early game right now. We have a couple stall tools with Steel Tempest and Thorn of the Rose. But if our opponent gets a lot of burn damage, we can just get burned out. If our opponent wants to open attack with Teemo, nope, with Boom Crew Rookie. Sadly, the stunning the Boom Crew Rookie doesn't do as much as I'd like it to. I think I am just gonna stun Teemo. Do I want to stun Teemo? Let's see, if I save the 3 mana, I play Thorn of the Rose next turn. On my attack turn. And then turn 4, I play Yasuo. I think I saved the mana for now. Aggro decks definitely are not super great. This is more so like a mid-range killer deck. I took one from the Teemo. I think we'll just play Thorn of the Rose. Yeah, we'll just play Thorn of the Rose. We can trade into his 1/3 for next turn. I'm thinking we play Yasuo turn 4, and turn 5 on our attack turn we will play an Intimidating Roar, but we need the Yasuo first. So next turn we can play Yasuo. Hopefully he develops first, and then we can play Yasuo into a Steel Tempest in order to get the Yasuo to kill something with a stun. But right now, on an open attack, we're looking at taking 3 damage from him. If I don't do anything about it, he develops further, then that could be an issue too. If he passes, we'll also definitely just take the pass.
If they don't break, they'll burn.
I'm actually okay with that, because that allows this. I can just Ravenous Flock because he damaged his own unit. And now we're not going to take that 2 damage from his ability. We did take 2 damage from this thing, but whatever. I will also attack with her, because it's either he takes the hit for 5 damage, or he blocks with his 2/3, but I'm going to block the 2/3 anyway. So it's really... Well, I took an extra 3 damage from mushrooms already. That is very unfortunate. I think I could take one more hit from Teemo. I am kind of pushing it by taking the other Teemo hit. Okay. He is going to Noxian Fervor. Do I have enough to Yasuo? Let's see. We get 5 mana next turn. Yasuo plus that's 7. I can just deny this. I think I have to deny this. I don't think I can risk taking another 3 damage. Okay, he's also going to boost up Teemo. Okay, now I'm going to stop Teemo's attack as well. So not take 3 damage from Teemo. Alright. So we're stopping a lot of his damage, which is really good. We are just going to play our Yasuo here, though. Yasuo gives us Guile as a removal tool now. And we can attack with Yasuo. Get 4 damage on him. Okay, so he's played Foundry. We can, though, use Guile on Teemo. That's what I'm talking about the getting Guile is like a delayed Arachnoid Sentry, right? Because we had the body, and then we were able to play Guile once we had Yasuo on the board. So we only have 2 Puff Caps left in our deck. So, you know, odds are we shouldn't get that many Puff Caps, but we'll see if the odds are ever in our favor. Which they probably won't be. I mean, easy enough to remove this unit. I just stun, Yasuo kills it. I do want to play a Fade Blade Twirler, but I don't really want to risk it. I also didn't want to risk passing and him possibly attacking me with more stuff. I think this is safer. Okay. We can just play a second one. Kill the Teemo. We now have a lot of blockers for everything that isn't elusive. So if he has a 3rd Teemo in hand, I mean, congratulations for him. But if not, okay, so he has a Transfusion. That's fine. His Teemo's alive, but it's still stunned, right? So he still can't do anything with the Teemo. So I take no damage this turn, and now I'm threatening a much wider board than he can deal with. So I'm going to play a Fade Blade Twirler here. I want him to play something, and
I dare you.
I was going to say I can Intimidating Roar, but I'm not sure if I really need to Intimidating Roar here. He has nothing. I can play Guile with the Throne of the Rose to get the Guile, and I can still use that on Teemo. Yeah. Nice! Very, very solid there. Was definitely a little worrying playing against that aggro deck without House Spider in hand, but worked out. And we are up against more aggro decks. This time it's a Spider aggro. I don't think I even want any Shadow Assassins. Thorn of the Rose is fine. A Yasuo would be great. Nope. Do get Ravenous Flock, though. Not the worst. I believe we are probably going to get burned down. I like that we have a 2-drop. We have 1 mana for the Guile, so we can have a 2-drop for next turn. He has the Precious Pet, though. Thorn of the Rose. So we got some stuns. We got some bodies. And he has, unfortunately, fearsome units.
Cute.
So, I will take 5 here, which is pretty bad, pretty bad. Ow. Alright, Spirit's Refuge. That could be a really, really clutch card for us. So, I do want to play the Guile this turn. Because this sets up Fade Blade Twirler to be a blocker for fearsome units.
I know what lurks in the shadow.
And, I mean, honestly, yeah, if he wants to take the hit, sure. But if he wanted to block, I'm also okay with the block there. Elise, luckily, does not level up, so that would have been really scary. But, okay, so a Frenzied Skitterer. Not the best. We have another Thorn of the Rose, though. So we do have an additional blocker for his fearsome units. We have to kill Elise, because Elise leveling up is just an instant loss to us. Block you, block you, block you, We're taking 9 damage, which, you know, not ideal. But... Alright. Yeah, like I said, definitely not ideal. We have Swain we can play next turn. And Death's Hand. So, Alright, think about this a little bit. We have a Spirit's Refuge. We could play Spirit's Refuge on him once he gets 5 attack to heal 5. We have Swain now. We can play Swain, and we can guile that, meaning Swain will get a hit. Does Swain's hit matter enough? I don't think it does. I think Shadow Assassin is better here. Shadow Assassin and like a Death's Hand. Because Swain is one body, but I can potentially kill another one. And the turn after, if I play Swain and don't play Guile, I have... And play Guile, I have 6 mana for next turn, which means I can't do Spirit's Refuge as well. I think a Shadow Assassin. I think that's the play. We can Shadow Assassin, Guile, Ravenous Flock. I do believe that's the play. Okay, so we are going to Guile you. This will give this 5 attack.
Here's our chance.
Yep. He can't stop this because he only has 1 mana. So we can Ravenous Flock that. Get rid of a Fearsome unit. Nice. So removed 1 blocker, or 1 attacker. We can attack with both of these. He probably will just take the damage. Okay, so he's removing a 1/1. So we removed a potential 1 damage. And we can stop 2 damage. Okay, so we can stop you. We can lifesteal on you. And we can hit you.
Want to see these moves up close? Oh, it's on.
So let's see. I take... What's his deck? So I take 3 damage. I can't...
Want to see these moves up close?
Oh, but okay. Blocking you is more important. I'm thinking if he has a Noxian Fervor. So if he has Noxian Fervor, then we will just Death's Hand whatever unit he Noxian Fervors, right? So this is fine. I take 5 damage here. Okay, let's block like this. Okay, so he's gonna Noxian Fervor, which would kill me. We have to do this to counter. If he has a second Noxian Fervor, we do just lose here. Okay. A little unfortunate that I couldn't get the lifesteal off, so now I'm super, super vulnerable to any kind of big removal he has. We only have 7 mana. Minotaur Reckoner is a little too expensive. But would also be really, really good. We can't play 2 units anyway, right? We have to hope that he doesn't have removal. If I play Swain... That's only 6 damage. He just chumps blocks this. Yasuo doesn't help enough. I think we just have to play Reckoner. It potentially blocks 1 more unit. And if he just has Decimate, yeah. Yeah, unfortunate there. I guess we could have saved the lifesteal card. In anticipation that he might just Noxian Fervor for the win. We could have saved the lifesteal. And then what? We would have taken... we still don't really win, though. I guess we would have had enough mana for Deny. It might have been a mistake to use the lifesteal card there, but... It was cutting it very close either way. So apparently, the meta is just entirely aggro decks right now. So that is a thing. We didn't get a terrible hand, and stuns are decent against this deck. For big units like Draven, Jinx can get stunned. The issue then becomes they just swarm us with too many units that we can't do anything about.
Think you're fast? Cute.
But it seems like this person didn't have that great of a starting hand, which is really good for us. Summon a Thorn of the Rose. Get ourselves a Guile.
Time for the main event.
Time for the main event.
Follow my lead.
I mean, I can... Do I want a Guile Draven? I don't think it's worth it to Guile Draven here. I think I want to save that to use with a Ravenous Flock later. Yeah, I don't think it matters enough right now. We need to be a little more control-y than just throwing stuff out for a little extra damage. Because what, we can do that and get like 3 extra damage? Doesn't mean anything.
Time for the money makers.
Siege, okay, so he's just attacking.
I want to see these moves up.
We definitely stun Draven here. We can take the 2 damage, that's fine. And we can stun Draven. Stunning Draven doesn't generate him another axe, which is really good. And then we can follow it up with a Ravenous Flock. Just killing him. We also get another unit. Unless, I mean, he doesn't have Noxian Fervor, so can't do that to himself, but alright. So he does manage to kill our unit and generate an axe. He used a Draven to do it, though. So, not the worst thing, I guess. Now we can just kill this Draven. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Nice. Alright, no Draven there. Legion Rearguard, we do have removal for, though it's a little expensive just to use it on our Rearguard. Homecoming isn't bad, but it's also not great. I'm okay with just passing. Nice, and that's why we pass. We use Arachnoid Sentry instead of the Guile because just more units on the board right now is helpful. I highly doubt he can get rid of... Because he can axe 1 card down. Oh, look at that. He can totally get rid of his entire hand. Neat. So Jinx will be upgraded, but Jinx is also dead. So, not the worst thing for us. As long as he doesn't draw another Jinx. Yeah, get rid of this one. Bye-bye. Alright. We're not going to attack because we don't have a good attack here. They block with those 2. Minotaur Reckoner is actually going to be super big. By super big, I mean like he's just a big dude. Crowd favorite! Alright, we'll Guile you. Not letting a 7 attack unit hit. No, thank you. Alright. So we can block into the 4-2, no problem. I guess we just go for blocking as much damage as we can. We can actually... We can block like this. I'm blocking the 1 damage spider with the Minotaur Reckoner because he can stun something better than. Alright. A Death's Hand, not bad. I can just pass. Alright. I'm a little scared about his 7-6. Concussive Palm is very nice, though. We need to draw into either like a card, something for card draw, or for like a Leviathan, something of that sort. But I will preemptively just Concussive Palm, and then I can cast Concussive Palm into a Homecoming. And just keep stalling until we draw into something important. I'll kill the rear guard. Pew pew. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm gonna actually deny that. I can deny that, and I will. Because I don't want him to draw more, nor do I want my Minotaur Reckoner to take damage. And he's an attack, but it's not very good attack. I trade my 3-2 into his 3-3. I trade my... I can trade like this. I can trade like this. Or I cannot, because Homecoming. I guess I want, what, Homecoming the crowd favorite? I think we're going to do this. It's a little awkward, but I think I want to save it so I can Homecoming the crowd favorite with the Tail of the Dragon. Alright, I need something... Leviathan! That's something. Beautiful. Alright, now we have an actual unit. Yeah, I'll just end. That's fine. And one that can survive a crowd favorite hit too. Sweet. That's good. Good stuff. We can summon a Swain. Ah! Nice. So he is full attacking here. What we can do, we can go like this, and we can Homecoming to recall you. And we can block, and we can block. Then we block a lot of damage. Problem is, what if he has a card to kill this? That would be problematic.
Nothing personal. Face me, Shorthorn.
I think I'm going to use this in case he drew a Mystic Shot. This deck usually does not run... it doesn't run... What am I talking about? Noxian Fervor. So the only, like, a Mystic Shot would just stop that play, and I take all the damage from our crowd favorite for him as crowd favorite, and I don't want to do that. So it's a little awkward to get rid of a Mentor Reckoner instead of this, because this obviously turns to a stun. But I'd much rather do that than risk it. Because right now, as long as I play safe, I win. Yeah. And now I can attack. He's nothing on the board. And this should be game. Still at 9 health with 2 cards. He definitely can't get enough burn damage. Pop, 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 pop. Nice. And that is how you beat discard aggro with Swain Yasuo. I feel like at this point we have to play a Trundle Lissandra, and at least once in the video. It has to happen sometime. Steel Tempest doesn't help us at all actually in this matchup, because the Watcher just needs to declare its attack. I mean, I guess it would help us against Trundle late game, but I think I'll stick with a little later curve, because he's a late game deck, so I can safely go for a little bit later recurve and not really get punished, so I can have more answers. Because I can't push enough damage against this deck. It's just not going to be possible. This is a pretty bad card, too. And he'll probably just keep passing. Yep. So we do have some of our big stuff now. I can play Yasuo. You could just have a Vengeance to kill Yasuo. But if he wants to use, like, double Avalanche, you know, that's fine. I'm okay with him trading 2 cards for my 1. And Vengeance, that's not a bad thing to get rid of as well. Okay. He's just going to go for a Babbling Bird. He'll probably attack with it. I'm not going to block with Yasuo. That's silly. Nope, no attack. No attack at all. So we'll play a little pressure with an Arachnoid Sentry. Just so we can get, like, 7 damage off. Start getting Yasuo's level up going. And a little bit for Swain's. So yeah, this deck works well together. Sorry, I probably should have explained why Yasuo Swain works. Yasuo Swain works together. I know I'm like half an hour into the video and I'm just explaining it now. It works because Swain stuns things, and Yasuo can hit things off of Swain stuns. And... Alright, yeah, we're gonna stun this too. And... when Yasuo hits things, it counts as damage that goes towards Swain's level up. So they both help each other level up in, you know, both their abilities help each other level up. Which is why they work well together. So my opponent is now getting pretty low on health. At 10 health. I decided to hit Trundle with a stun as well to put a little more pressure on the board. Because with Trundle, he blocked my whole attack, so made him not block the attack. His regen does stop Yasuo's damage from really doing anything. Alright, so he's going to kindly Tavern Keeper. We can Minotaur Reckoner. Now Trundle doesn't have a good attack because we have a 6/6. So what is he going to do? Nothing. And with only 4 mana, he also can't kill Yasuo. He can do an Avalanche. Yep. It's fine. So it's funny, he's Avalanches there, but now I have a Ravenous Flock. So Trundle's now dead. He can attack with this guy, but I'll just let the damage go through. Nope. And it gets stunned in the beginning. He should have just attacked with it, because now it just gets stunned anyway. Killed by Yasuo. And we're going to go and try to swing for 10 damage. Which at this point, he does need like something like... what does this deck have? A Withering Mail, maybe? Frostbite? Alright. So he's just trying to stop as much damage as he can. We don't want to play into Ruination by playing like 2 Reckoners. We totally want to play with 2 Reckoners now, because now both of their stuns go off, so Lysandra will get double hit.
You will do as I command.
So Yasuo is now leveled. And with Death's Hand, we can kill Lysandra. This will be like the only opportunity I have for an Intimidating Roar, so I might as well just take it. Yep, well, Intimidating Roar. This card will like never again be useful in this battle. Might as well just do it. And it does kill Lysandra. I don't think there's a way. I mean, he can... Ooh, Lysandra is dead. Nice. I was gonna say, he could work around that by having like something to copy his pillar. Now I'm definitely scared of Ruination though, because Ruination is very beneficial for him. And I don't have a whole lot of mana to... Okay, so yeah, Fading Memories. That's what I was saying. Like, he could have Fading Memories. And now I'm a little confused as to why he did that, as opposed to... Okay. Gotcha. He had another Lysandra. Makes a lot more sense. Alright, so I don't think he should be able to play this turn, because he only has 2 out of 4, and he played one of his Fading Memories. But I honestly, you know, he might have 2 more Fading Memories, in which case... Oh no, that won't matter, because he's at too low a mana. Never mind. He'd have to play them both beforehand. Okay, so what happens in this next turn? Well, I win. That's what happens.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
Because this dies, both of these get stunned, one after another. Yasuo should strike, yep, and then she gets hit, killed, strike. Nexus is no longer tough. He has no units, and we should be able to win. We represent a lot of damage. He needs to stop 2 units, which also then delays him playing his Watcher or other 8-drops. Nice. That was good. That was a fun game. I like that one.
Closer to redemption.
Yeah, one step closer, Yasuo. One step closer. Hey, before non-combat strikes. We did that because Yasuo's level up. Yeah. So there we go. That's my hot take on Yasuo Swain. We got some pretty good games in. I am honestly surprised I'm very happy with the deck. I think the deck is solid. I was surprised it did so well based on the current state of the game, because like I said, there's a lot of aggro, and aggro can usually do enough damage and have a wide enough board by like turn 3 or 4 that you can't really keep up, but we managed to hold our own. only lost against one aggro deck, so good stuff there. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. If you like seeing Yasuo and Swain and other things and me talking, hit that like button, hit a subscribe, leave a comment, all those things. And I will see you in the next video. Peace!